Sorry, Christopher.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Selfish.
Poor Chris. All right. And here we go. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful, and kindle in them the fire of your love. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome back into the fire, the Inferno Men's podcast, where every day we battle for sainthood, and we strive to live the Great Commission, bringing God to men and men to God. I am excited because this is the first recording we're doing in 2026. Woohoo! So, heck yes. That's what I have to say. I'm really excited. So, welcome, everybody. I am Levi, and joining me is Devin, Josh, and John. And we are going to be jumping into...
No, in that order on purpose. Usually you say in that order. And in that order.
I got admonished.
We're good. Let's just move on.
I got admonished and scolded.
By who?
I was pilloried. No, that's a little exaggeration.
Okay.
No,
I don't want to be.
we're giving free airtime to a company that doesn't have good values.
That's fair.
Valid point.
So
Yeah, why do you want to?
I'm not going to name names.
Well, then John and I should switch.
No, because this is going to throw me off.
My second.
Okay, I'm
All right.
just saying. Okay, sorry.
Don't mess.
All right, so joining us is John and Devin and Josh. And
You've got to say it the old way. You're just going to screw you
see,
up.
now I'm
It's
off.
okay.
I'm going to be off for the rest of the time. All right, and go to infernomen.com. There is a wealth of information there, all the core groups that you can join. There are also different events that we are hosting. We're doing the daddy-daughter dance, which is coming up. I'm going to be there. I think Josh's going to be there. Yeah. You're going to be there, maybe.
We'll see.
Devin, nope, doesn't qualify.
You don't qualify yet.
You can be there. It's just be weird, a little
I
weird.
can be there. That'd be strange.
That'd be weird, yeah.
I'm waiting for her to say yes.
Just here
Shredder
by
don't do
myself?
that.
We'll
Just
see.
here by
Shredder don't
myself?
do
Oh, got it. Yes.
Devin just shows up by himself.
Oh, I thought this was the daddy.
What about the date
dance.
night? You didn't even mention that one.
Wouldn't be the first dance.
There's Valentine's Day date night coming up. I don't know all the different events, but it's on infernomen.com. Check it out.
Date night's next week, I think.
Okay.
The 19th.
Yep.
Yes.
19th, yep.
I won't be able to make it,
I won't
but
be able to make it.
yes, there will be plenty of things to do
Unfortunately.
there on the website.
My daughter's in a play.
But what'd you say?
My daughter's in a play.
Oh, nice.
That's
That's
why
why you
we can't
can't
be
go.
there, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Focus, gentlemen, focus.
John,
John.
what do you mean? This is the first
it's
recording of
been months.
2026.
Yes,
this
It's
is
exciting.
We're all
really-
excited. So this is all
pepped up.
pent up excitement that we've been reining in for the past 3 months. All right, everybody, take a breath.
Okay.
I was gonna say take a chi breath,
No,
but that's pagan.
Cleansing. breath.
Oh, got it.
Exactly. We can't do that. No, none of that.
No.
What am I going to do? I got to blow. What?
You know, I went to a before we get to your man quote, Devin. All right, just hold on. So I know you're excited also about your man quote. I went to it's an inside joke. So I went to a concert at Red Rocks, and it was a band called Walk the Moon.
Okay.
They're a really good band. They're pretty
Recently?
good. Years ago. This is when I was dating my wife, so this is probably 10 years ago now. 10 years ago. And you know, you go to a concert and you want to listen to the music.
Right.
You want to see it live, and you want to, you know, participate and be one with the crowd, and everybody's cheering and laughing and singing along. And this band thought that I'm putting Walk the Moon on blast right now. This band thought it would be smart.
Are they still around?
Oh yeah. Okay. They're not as famous.
Not for much longer.
They're an alternative rock band. But anyway, so they thought that it would be wise to spend about 30 minutes of the concert. And they were just the openers, mind you. So they didn't have that long. About 25, 30 minutes to do a musical aura cleansing. And that's what they did. An aura cleansing or you know, ethereal cleansing.
30 minutes?
It was about 25, 30 minutes because he was talking about how we have to get rid of the bad and you know, bring in the good. And he did that where he's like, breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in. He's like, and he's doing all this stuff. And he's like, now let's get all the negativity out and all this stuff. And yeah, and in the meanwhile, they got two guys in the back with guitars going like, you know, doing the crazy, and everything's just all intense. And then afterwards, they sang like 2 or 3 more songs and they were off the stage.
Can I tell you, that sounds an awful lot like the first time I saw the movie Fantasia. I thought I was going to see a movie with dialogue and everything, and it was nothing but classical music, which I love classical music. But as a 12-year-old, man, that sucked. I was like, no.
no.
Did you go to the movies to see that?
I did. I saw
I
it at the
remember the
movie
first
theater.
time I saw it on DVD. Like
Yeah,
I got it as like a gift, and I was like, "This sucks." When I was a kid,
I've never seen Fantasia.
Now I
was like,
love
"This
it.
is
Now I
boring."
love it.
Yeah, it's
but-
beautiful, but
It's actually done really well. It's animation to music,
Right.
to classical music.
You don't know that?
But an adult, what?
Fantasia? What it
I've
was?
seen clips and
Yeah.
bits and pieces. I've never seen the whole thing start to
Oh,
finish.
I
okay.
like the brooms.
But I feel
saw
like you have
Fantasia
to-
live at
you have to be an
Disney
adult
on
to
the water on
appreciate
the
it, maybe?
boat.
More so.
That-
Yeah.
It was.
that was cool.
It wasn't just not good as a 12-year-old. So I'm saying your younger self just
Or-
did not appreciate the whole aura cleansing.
The aura cleansing.
I get it.
Yeah, it's the
I wouldn't appreciate it now.
Aura. Shudder.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So, all right. So I want to. Right now, we are in the second week of February, and the Olympics are going on right now. So I want to pose the question to the panel: should Christians watch the Olympics?
What? What?
What? Now listen.
What?
Listen to me.
Do you know where I work?
This is a cultural. Yes, this is. That's why you have prime prime seating, prime positioning to answer this question.
The question is, do you want to tell the general public where you work?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's
So,
Dox
move
him.
on.
well, if there are any Sherlock Holmeses in the audience, they can figure it out. All right. So,
Easy enough.
Dotson.
No, I said no.
Docs. No, docs.
Oh, I thought you said
Dots.
Dotson, like Jurassic Park. Okay.
Dotson.
And
Dotson.
we are
Way off.
scattered.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
It's been a
So
long time.
so the
It's been a
question.
long
So
time,
the,
everybody.
I have
Long
two.
time.
Yes, we're super excited about recording the first time in 2026. All right. So
We need to slow down.
there are two. I only said that fast on purpose. Okay. So the two cultural things I want to pose here, and there's no right or wrong answer, I don't think. But can Christians watch the Olympics? And I'm basing that primarily on the opening ceremony, if you've watched it, both last Summer Olympics and this Winter Olympics. And then the second one is, did you know that there's arsenic in 90% of most major candy bars?
Which one do you want? To
Yes and no.
Those are big.
There you go.
issues.
Yes and no.
Those are
That's my
both
answer.
No,
huge
we can
issues.
solve them in minutes. We can solve them in 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Wow.
There we go.
So anyway, so yeah, what do you
I
think
didn't
about
like
the
what happened in the Summer Olympics. I didn't watch
Yeah,
the
that
opening.
I was going to bring that up.
I didn't
What
watch
happened at the opening
the
ceremony.
ceremony in the winter. I don't know
What
what
happened in the opening ceremony?
Which one?
Summer
In
Olympics.
this one?
the Summer Olympics was the
In the Summer Olympics, I mean, they tried to claim they were recreating some Belgian artist or something,
Of
but that artist
Dionysus.
Yeah.
Dionysus
Yeah,
something.
the Feast of Dionysus, which is it is of the Last Supper.
Exactly,
That
of
artist
Da Vinci's
in
Last
Vocation.
Supper. Exactly
It is.
right.
It's a mockery of the Last Supper, so
So
it
either
doesn't
way,
help their argument.
nope,
But
not at all.
it was really bad. It was like people were painted up like different pagan weird idol things, and they were at the Last
A
Supper.
lot of body
and-
paint, right?
I mean, they had like the circular halo designs and all these weird things too. Like it's
There's
just a mockery.
well, I think there was a bunch of cross-dressing.
Yes,
it
there
was
were.
like drag queens.
Yeah,
and,
drag
There
yeah,
were.
painted
exactly,
blue and weird
Yep.
stuff.
Well, so I didn't
That was
appreciate
the Summer
that.
Olympics.
But what happened in the Winter Olympics?
I didn't watch.
So I've only seen
this
clips,
opening.
but
Okay.
apparently, front and center stage was a pentagram that was all lit up in lights and red paint and fire and flames. And the only reason I ask is, can you watch it divorcing yourself from the opening ceremony? Can you just watch it to appreciate the games for the games, or is there an overlap that inevitably happens as you're watching it? That's the question, because Michael Knowles famously says that the whole
Gotta bring
origin,
him up.
the origin.
Bring him up first.
Oh, well, he brings up Thomas Aquinas, so I bring up him. So that's about the same. So Michael Knowles says that the whole origin of the Olympics is to celebrate or to appease the gods,
It's a pagan. It's
which is a
ultimate,
pagan, it's a pagan ceremony
Competition,
or
yeah.
whatever. So does that carry on through the centuries down to us, or are we
don't
just
think so.
or are we just appreciating the games for the game's sake?
I think it turned into a very secular. We're going to pit the best of the best against the best of the best from every country. I don't necessarily think there's any extreme pagan worship. That being said, I still think the secular cultures is trying to be pushed in the opening ceremonies on everybody watching.
I agree with that. I think that if you remove like past idols from something, I don't think that the previous terms of it being a form of worship to like, polytheism or whatever at the time to appease the gods. I think once that aspect is removed, then it's no longer a thing. I think there needs to be intention to sacrifice something or dedicate something to gods in the first place. If you're not making it an idol, then it's not an idol. So
I was going to bring up intention too, because I think intentionality
Yeah.
is very important. John.
Aren't there plenty of religious celebrations that were pagan celebrations at one time,
Yeah.
and we've
Yeah.
taken over, including
point.
Christmas?
Fair point.
Look
You
at
know?
the Pantheon.
So
Pantheon alone, that's ours now.
that's to your point, though.
Yeah.
Is what's your purpose? What's your thought about it, as opposed to what it was before?
Yeah.
But that being said, don't dabble.
Oh, certainly not.
Don't dabble in that area.
We're not
Yeah, don't
encouraging.
partake.
Yeah.
We are condemning
exactly.
the opening
Oh, yeah.
ceremonies of
Absolutely.
the Olympics.
Right.
Well, you definitely are. I don't, like I said, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it, so you can't
Okay.
condemn what you don't know.
Oh,
Okay,
right. But well, as they said, also be of part of this world, but not,
not
of
in the
this
world,
world.
not of the world,
So
yeah.
I think that comes into play here.
And that was just the second one about the arsenic. That was just a PSA. So don't eat most. But there is no arsenic in Butterfinger and Heath.
Those are my two.
Those are my two
candy
favorites.
bars.
Mix-ins for Cold Stone Creamery. That's who.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Where you've shifted.
Yes, we got from Josh and John's to Cold Stone. Okay, anyway, that's enough of cultural current events reactions. Devin,
Those current events with Levi.
Is it time for a lightning quote?
it is time for a
5 minutes.
lightning man
Ish.
quote, 5-ish minutes,
Don't use that timer.
where we don't know the
3
quote.
minutes and 4
Use it twice.
seconds.
Devin's the only one. Oh, maybe it's 2.5 minutes.
No, it's not. That's not even.
Hey, don't shut it down so quickly. This is the segment where we don't know the quote. Devin is the only person who knows the quote, and he's going to read it to
Josh is
us.
trying to look at it.
Give us a quick reflection, and then we will all comment real time
All right.
Real
Does the
time.
timer start after the quote or during the quote?
after the quote.
Okay.
After the quote.
All right. So here's my quote.
Because sometimes we need you to read it twice.
I'm reading my quote now, Levi.
Can you read your quote now, please?
Yes.
Shredder.
Absolutely. Thanks. Shredder appreciates it. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at broken places. That is by Ernest Hemingway.
Who? Oh, there you go.
Timer begins.
Read it again.
Oh, okay. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at broken places. Ernest Hemingway. All right, so here's kind of why I chose this quote and what it speaks to me. This is kind of what my interpretation of it. Some of my notes here. All right, so first off, I guess my own translation of that quote would be that every man breaks, but it is a matter of what a man does afterward that matters, right? Recovering from this break. Some other notes that kind of came to mind when I was reflecting on this is that suffering happens in all of our lives, right? It's ultimately unavoidable, right? Everybody will suffer at some point in their life. And then I started thinking about Jesus' wounds on the cross, right? Like they are a sign of his suffering and his task and his mission and overall his victory over death itself, right? Which is like, you know, to a lot of people's minds, there's no suffering worse than death, right? So I guess for the podcast, like every man listening to this has suffered at some point in their life, and they will most likely suffer again, right? Whether it's loss, hardship, anything. Everyone's been broken somewhere, either by failure, sin, war, loss, betrayal, etc. And then I started thinking about God's grace, right? Like does God use suffering to make us stronger in our life? Kind of like, you know, if we pray for strength, does God just make us strong, or does he put things in our path to show us how strong he made us, or to forge us further, right, into molding us into what his intentions are for us? Yeah, and then ultimately, after that, I thought about like a scar, right? Like a sign of suffering for some. So the grace that God gives us strengthens our wounds, but like he doesn't just like take the scar away, but then that scar is reinforcing that area altogether, right? Like God created us to like have these symbols on us of hardship, and we're least likely, because of the strengthening of the scar, we're least likely in having that wound open up again. Yeah, so that's my quote. That's kind of what I think about it. What do you guys think? What does it say to you?
I think it's a saint that said, when we sin, don't dwell on the fall of sin, but get back up. Otherwise, that's despair.
Yeah.
I'm extremely paraphrasing that, but that brokenness, I think, is that when we fall in sin, we at that moment are broken. But then what do we do with that? Do we dwell on? Do we just beat ourselves up over it? Do we say, well, that's it, God, I've had my chance and you're not going to be able to forgive me? No, we stand back up. we push forward and humbly go to confession, humbly ask for forgiveness, and start over, and I push that. So in that brokenness, we are all broken in some way. We all will be broken more in the future. This is not, you don't get broken. You aren't broken once or twice or whatever, and then that's it. And then once you realize what you did, and come back, oh yeah, I'll be fine next time. No, not necessarily. Yeah. It's a constant struggle and a constant pushing towards our final goal.
Wise words.
You mentioned about the brokenness, and so you get scar tissue, right, after you've been hurt or injured. Technically, is scar tissue actually stronger than the regular skin? I don't know.
Looks it. Looks tough.
I know broken bones
are
stronger.
Stronger. Okay. Yeah. Well, so that just as the calcium comes in or whatever to heal the bone, that's where I'm thinking. You mentioned confession. You mentioned our sins. That's where God's love and mercy comes in to be the glue, to be the mending, and to be that extra calcium. If it was a bone, it makes me think about Chinese art, where they talk about the vases that get broken, and then they actually repair them with a mixture that includes gold flakes, and then it's a whole new art form from there. So they purposefully shatter vases and then put them back together with gold.
I've never heard of that.
Oh no, really?
That's cool.
It's a thing. It's a thing, and not only is it an art form, but it supposedly makes it stronger. And I'm sure there's with the adhesive and so forth, and the gold. But so it does make us stronger. I totally think, but we have to recognize and really, here's the thing: we have to accept God's mercy in order for that to happen. Or we're probably just going to keep having issues in that same location, whether it's a bone or a sin or whatever, if we don't recognize that God needs to be part of that healing equation.
It makes me think of like weightlifters, the tearing of the muscle fibers and the tissues, and that's the only way that you're going to get bigger and stronger. You tear it, and then it fills in with new. And then you tear it again, it fills it with, Jordan Peterson talks about the same analogy, but with the brain. You learn something, you really put yourself intellectually to something, and you're actually tearing, quote unquote, your brain, and you're getting smarter. And it's the same thing. It's in these bodybuilders, they put themselves through the most outrageous and rigorous exercises and diet regimens and all this stuff. And why? So you can look good. So when you're talking, Devin, I think you mentioned like God puts us in these situations to basically test us, because it's the whole God give me strength to climb the mountain. Don't take the mountain away from me, but give me the strength to climb it. Right? And so that's what I think of is what's your intention? We shouldn't expect not to have suffering. It's what you do with that. Life gives you lemons.
What's the life is hard? Why should it be any other way? Is that
that's Jordan Peterson.
Your favorite quote?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Or life's hard, wear a helmet. Life's not fair. Yeah, but it's just the whole. What is our reason for enduring the pain that is inevitably going to come our way? Mm-hmm. And ultimately, like you said, it makes us saints. It makes us stronger. Makes us who we are called to be.
That was a really great discussion.
Yeah, I like that. That 5 minutes went quick.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but we all actually had something to say.
Yeah, we had something to say.
Yeah,
no, that was good. I liked how succinct that was too. That's Ernest Hemingway, man. He's Old Man in the Sea, man. That's such a terrible book. Such an awful book.
But he has great quotes.
He does have great quotes.
Yes, he does. Someone is going to pick up on that, and they're going to put in a comment how wonderful the book was. I'm sure they're going to.
Well, because they're thinking too much about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't understand it.
All right.
You're too shallow.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. We just eliminated our 10 viewers.
Yeah, we just alienated our 15
fans.
viewers who were also Ernest Hemingway fans.
We have tens of 10.
You guys lost me on that Ernest Hemingway comment. That's ridiculous.
Okay, let's move on. So if you caught the episode or the I don't know what you would call it, the moment we had to talk on stage at the conference, we talked briefly about the points that we're going to talk about today. Just today, they're going to be a little bit more in depth. We're going to spend more time on them. And the topic is problems facing men today, young men, and this is not obviously this list there could be so many things to talk about with young men. But the three that we want to kind of focus on, the problems that young men are facing, kind of in general, the problems that men are facing as they enter the dating world, and then the problems that young fathers are facing. And then also not just the problems, but practical ways too, and to overcome those difficulties, to challenge those problems, and to come out better for it. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is a very, again, practical way. What does the path to sainthood look like for the man of today? So that being said, we're going to go to E1 on everybody's super awesome outline. And that is problems for young
under
men.
E. Like we're doing bingo here.
Exactly. Bingo.
E1.
E1, problems for young men.
Oh, that's me, huh?
That's John.
Oh, okay.
So again, just to explain, in the conference episode, we all kind of had one of these points as
Are you making us do that again?
No.
Thank you.
This is round table, but this one specifically John needs to do because he had more points that he didn't share with us.
Well, we only had a few minutes
Because we didn't
up
have
on the
time to
scale.
get into it. Not because he was
That's fine.
selfish, and
No.
he is, but
Wow.
get
I think
body.
you were talking about us switching places, weren't you?
Is that-
maybe
maybe that's a good idea.
Maybe that's going to be a good idea.
So anyway, John,
All
take it
right.
away. Problems of young men.
Problems of our young man. I think the reason he chose me for this is because I have 4 boys that are men now. They're all 4 adult men. And so I asked them, I said, what are the things that you are encountering now that you're out in the world? They're between the ages of 18 and 28. And they're all in different places of life. And so, let me just tell you a couple of them. So we'll kind of do them one at a time. The biggest question that they had, or things that we're unsure of, is the expectations. They're getting all these different expectations from different points of view. They got expectations of their parents. They have expectations from coworkers. They have expectations from culture. And they're having a little bit of trouble trying to decide, how to navigate that. And if you hear the drums in the background, the heater has come on. So just don't worry about it. It's all good.
I'm scared.
It's all good. Yeah. No, so
See that basement?
It's just water going through the radiator.
shouldn't have went down there. I told
this
you
is
we shouldn't
Mr.
have gone
HVAC,
down
by the way.
Yeah,
So
Mr.
he-
HVAC.
Water.
Yeah, he thinks he knows what he's talking about, but I know it's ghosts. Okay.
So let's talk about that
We're
for
on
a
a
second.
holy
We'll just spend like a minute on each of
Good
these
point.
areas.
Okay.
So expectations.
Expectations.
Culture.
So parents, expectations of parents. Of course, we expect them to, grow up, get out of the nest, go on their own, and start a life. Friends, right? Their friends may expect them to be available 24/7 for them, or just that they'll bend over backwards for their friends. That's what I was hearing. Work. A lot of times, work expects you to be available all the time, on the weekends, on call, things like that. And it's a little bit tough. And then school was one category I didn't put in here because some of them were still in school and college and so forth. And you know what? It's hard. And boy, if you're not technically savvy right now, it's hard to be a student, right? I mean, everything is on your Chromebook or on a Google Sheet or things like that. Things that we didn't have to worry about per se. Not that it's a bad thing to have, but there's just so many expectations that you're going to get up to whatever level that particular group expects from you. Any comments about expectations that you guys have seen for young men?
Even the technology aspect alone is because I'm in school now, and I'm terrible with computers and Microsoft Words and spreadsheets and all. I'm terrible.
There's more than one
It takes
Microsoft
me
Word.
so long just to format.
The proof.
Did I say Microsoft Word?
There's the proof. That's the proof right
the
there.
words within it are hard.
Well, what's funny is that you said you're a student. I'm thinking, I thought you were over 21.
I am. Well, I when I got out, I started using my GI Bill, and I'm
there you
still
go.
doing it. But it's hard, and sometimes I feel really silly for some the formatting errors and stuff that I have on there, and it's pressure. You got professors like, you need to go into this tab and do this view if you want to submit the paper, and I'm like, just read my paper, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about the words within it?
Look at the content,
Yeah, come on.
not the layout.
Cool, my pages were numbered wrong. I didn't know I can auto do that.
Expectations. I was society expecting young men also not to act like young men. I think also might be a big thing.
Yeah.
Like the culture, today's culture, doesn't want men to be men or to act like men, but to act like something that's not men, which
Right.
therefore would be women. So I mean,
Chivalry, for
yeah,
instance,
yeah.
right? I mean,
that's just
there
it.
was a time where you get yelled at if you held the door open,
Yeah.
or if you
I think
help
some of that's
somebody.
changing with the current generation, but
It's getting
there was,
a little better.
Yeah, there
It's
was a
still
time.
happening.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. But young men aren't allowed to be young men.
Yeah. That's
Aren't allowed to be
interesting.
young. I think when you were talking, John, what's interesting is all of these outside influences towards young men, setting expectations for them. I think they're mostly coming from a good place, but it seems like it might be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think, like, so you said friends. I bet friends probably set expectations. Maybe some of them might not have the best intentions, but most of them probably just, they want the best for you if they're real friends. Like parents obviously want the best. School, the teachers probably want the best. I was thinking about what you said, Josh, about society probably doesn't want the best. But we have these good intentions and we want people to go a certain way because we think that they should. But there needs to be, especially from the parents, but also from other, other influences, there needs to be kind of like this step forward, step back, like offering an option for expectation or what I think you should be doing. But if you don't get mad that they didn't follow your way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense? Like, don't get mad they didn't take your advice. I feel like a lot of young men need to realize that the people around them are telling them do A, B, and C if you want to be successful. Maybe they don't need to do A, B, and C. Maybe they do, but maybe they don't.
So yeah, just having a proper framework about what's realistic and what's not. So I think it is. I tried to say, is that any different than when any of us grew up? Really, the fact is, except for the technology, which is different now, those expectations were there before, and it's just navigating that, and that's stepping out into the adult world. I think.
I think the societal expectation for young men has changed.
Yeah, cultural.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I would agree with
Even
that
like
too.
what people define as success now is completely different too. Like, I mean, everybody has their own definition of success, or like, what does success mean to you? Like, what is, if you were to consider yourself successful 10 years from now, what would that life look like? I mean, I've heard like, younger guys say like, my idea of success is to be a YouTuber and just have a bunch of people that listen to what I say. Like that's some people's definition. Some people it's money. Some people it's material goods. Like, but I think, I think of like my grandparents and like all of their friends and all these things, like their idea of success was just like stability, like, but I'm sure that
Family
also is a
around
part
them.
of culture. Yeah. Family around them or all these things. There's so many people now that don't even talk to their own families,
Well,
like,
you are a good segue into my second point.
Okay.
Lack of a unified culture, right? We have a lack of a unified culture, and so they're not sure exactly how they're supposed to act out in society and so forth. So we were talking about chivalry, for instance. So as a whole, our culture doesn't necessarily have the common goals and the common goods that it did before. Before it was, you live in your family, you grow up, you go off and get married, you set up everything for your household, and work hard and maybe retire sometime. Now, I'm not saying that we should stick to that per se, but there was expectations probably when most of us grew up. And now there's a lot other competing voices is the thing. And again, I'm not saying that's horrible, but it's hard to navigate. For the most part, we all want a civil society. But here's the thing. The government's different big time than it used to be, right? Of course, we had turmoil in the 60s and civil rights and all kinds of things really. I was born at the end of the 60s, so I still saw some of that as a child. But it seems a bigger deal now. Things are like, because of media, we have everything presented to us at all ages. It used to be just something my parents worried about. Now it's something I have to think about, or my kids have to think about, when they're, if they catch a radio story or something on TV. So it's hitting them younger and younger. Okay. So, like I said, lack of a unified culture, I think is a real thing. And then I'll make this last point, and then you can comment on either one. Lack of role models. We got mom and dad are there to help give you some points, right? But now there are so many voices out there with influencers. Things they're seeing. I mean, hours. I don't know if you guys have it, but my phone tells me how much time I've been on my phone, right? And I can see how much time my kids have been on their phones. And maybe it's just looking at a video. Like my daughter is into nails, and so she does all kinds of nail designs and watching YouTube videos about how to do that, or Instagram, or things like this. But when you calculate all those minutes, that's a lot of voices competing for her attention and for her loyalty, So all of that's in there. Lack of role models. And the last thing I'll say about that is, here's my call to action, is men that are listening to us ourselves, it would be great if we could step into that breach, step into the gap, and be there. Now, if you have kids of your own, granted, hopefully you're giving them a good role model to follow. If you don't have kids of your own, maybe you can volunteer in some capacity, whether that's with a scouting troop or a Big Brothers Big Sisters kind of thing, and just be there. Maybe you're that one guy that some kid sees at church, following the proper way to conduct yourself, maybe making sure your hat is off. And at church, I've seen that recently, where some young men came in with their hat on in church, and I just thought, well, nobody really told them that maybe they shouldn't do that. I mean, just be that little role model that somebody's going to say, oh, Mr. Peterson, I remember him. He used to, do this and this, and he always he was there for coffee and donuts, or he was always helping clean the toilets, at the church, and he was a great volunteer. Anyway, those are my points. Feel free to get back.
I was just going to say one thing, talking about you brought up how some young men want the followers to be influencers, and the interesting thing about that, and this is something that I heard, I think Matt Walsh say it, and I never thought about this, but it's fascinating how you could have these influencers that have millions of followers, and yet you could not have heard of them at all.
Yeah.
They have millions of people that follow them every day, but yet not everybody knows who they are. There was a time in our culture where even if you weren't someone that listened to, rock music, or you went and saw particular movies, you knew about them because that's all there was.
Yeah.
There was no social media. There was no YouTube. There was no Instagram. There was no Facebook. There was no Snapchat. Any of these types of social media things where I can now connect with my little group. Everybody had. There were some guys at work talking the other day about MTV. And one of the things that he would do, and he'd get home from school, flip on MTV to watch the top 10 latest videos.
Right. And if you missed it, you had to wait 24 hours to see it again.
And that's the thing. So whereas now, I mean, so whether you like that artist or not, that's the top 10 videos. So knew of the artist at least. Right. Now you hear some of these influencers, and you're like, who the heck is that? Mm-hmm. But he's got millions of followers. So somebody knows who he is.
And it's not to say that those are bad things,
no, not
but,
at all,
but as a parent,
it's the right.
You got to know.
Could be
cultural shift.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it could
be dangerous.
As a parent, you should be, knowing what your kids are looking at.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said something before about people still want like a civil society. But I think today, and this feeds into like the influencer stuff, is that there's so many different opinions on what civility even is. There's so many different definitions of morality or equality or liberty. Like everybody has their own definition, which is very, very complicated, right? Because there's, nobody looks at the book or what the origin of the word was, but then there's thousands or 5 different interpretations of a perversion of the same word, and then it's used against something else. Like it's.
And sometimes you create new words just to cover that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I was talking with my daughter the other day about one, and I said, "You see, we won't go into the details of it because it'll be hard to explain. But long and the short of it is, you see, this wasn't around when I was a kid. They had to create a word to cover this because it's something new that nobody had seen before. And in that particular case,
Google,
yes, to Google.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily something that was, a very good thing for her to be exposed to.
I think of all those points, I think the most interesting one, Josh, you touched on it, and Devin, you did too, was the shared culture. because it was one of those things where whether you wanted to or not, you, like you said, Josh, you knew about something that someone else also knew about.
Mm-hmm.
There were only, just for the sake of example, there were only 20 things to know about in society, and everybody knew them.
Right.
Now there are 20 million things to know about. And then Devin, when you were talking about just people's definitions of morality and ethics and things, that's, the descent into subjectivism and relativism. When as soon as people are just like, this is my truth, then it's like, no, that's my truth. That's different from your truth. All of a sudden it just shatters into
It's done. Yeah.
a million different directions. And then the actual thing is just lost because that doesn't matter. Just to illustrate the point, I'll tell a quick story. My friend is a teacher, and he wanted to teach his class how to summarize a story. He has a class, I think he said 23 students, something like that, 22, 23 students. So he said, all right, everybody, what's one book we've all read? They hadn't all read the same book.
Oh my.
So then he said, okay, let's open it up to TV shows and movies. They hadn't all seen the same movies or same TV shows. So in a class of 23 people, none of them had seen one thing. They had all, or like 19 had seen one movie, but the other ones hadn't, or only a few of them saw this movie, but they all didn't. So he was like, and he said he wasn't even planning. He didn't even expect that to happen.
Yeah.
He was like, how is everybody not seen the same movie or the same show or read the same book?
Bombed his lesson plan.
And and he said, it's because there are too many options.
Right.
That's
And,
wild.
and so, well, go.
So do we have any are we surprised that our young adult men don't know where to turn, don't know which direction to go? And so, really a call out to your fathers, be there for them, talk to them, communicate with them. And so that if you have any interest in deciding or helping them to see the right direction, whatever that direction is, then you need to be communicating.
And I think that, Devin, you mentioned this, that society, especially the younger generation, they're coming back to the faith. And so I think this will never not happen, but every time there's chaos, look to the way, the truth, and the life, right? Look to Jesus. Look to the Bible. Look to the gospel. Look to your faith, and that's going to be at least the first step in the right direction, and it will carry you through. It's the order in the chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Are we good
Those
on
are
we
my
good on that
points.
point?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
Let's move on to the second. What?
You keep pushing your hand, man, and you're going to be pounding on it here soon.
Oh, am I?
You're playing the bongos.
Oh well, that's I did take drums in high school. Okay, so we're going to now.
You should return them. Return those drums back to your school.
I took bongos.
Yeah,
I
you
played
did.
bongos in the seminary.
Yes. Bongos, yes.
That's
And
not
I
drums.
I took drums. I guess I was in middle school
I
with
took drums.
with
does that
Mrs. Black Forest lady. We took piano lessons. She was teaching me drums for a while.
That's right.
Yeah, see,
I
I'm
forgot about
only
that.
a partial
I forgot.
liar.
That's
Okay,
right.
so we're going to point E2 on everybody's bingo. There's no
Bing
E.
bong.
There's no E in bingo. All right. Problems for young men entering
Bango.
into the dating world.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is that's a tough.
There's some overlap
Pill.
between.
There is
but
definitely
yeah.
some overlap. That's a tough pill to
covered
swallow,
that
though.
one during the
Josh.
I did.
Yeah, you did, right?
Josh, you wanna?
Not really.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine.
No,
I got-
So no. I think I have been out of the dating world for 16 plus years.
I think all of us have.
Yes.
Not 16, but
Right.
we've all been out of the dating world. Yeah.
So I think times have changed a lot, but I think some of those previous points that, especially when it comes to the culture and the problems for the young men in the dating world, is a lot of the women that the men are finding themselves interacting with are going to be, unfortunately, have this worldview of, well, I'm a strong woman, I'm an independent woman, I'm someone that doesn't need help, I'm someone that really can just take care of herself. So you're just like a little fling that I'm going to have right now. And I think there's a lot of that, and I think a lot of young men, not all, granted, and there's definitely some coming around, some of the young women, the young men. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues for young men, is because I think ultimately we as men want to protect, we want to save, we want to lead, ultimately. and society says you should not protect, you should not save, you should not lead. I think so. Young men, it's like, well, what do I? I'm a man. What do I do?
Play video games.
Yeah.
That's what they end up doing.
I will lead
Where
my.
they can
I will
lead
lead
and
my
protect
team.
within a game. Yeah,
within a game. No, so true.
absolutely true.
And I've brought
What
this
they
point
desire.
up before. It's why men play video games more than women, because the fact that we win something, even if it's against a stupid computer, we have accomplished something.
It's a victory. Yeah,
It's a victory.
sense of
sorts.
glory.
Yeah. That's why men play video games, and it is. And it's the society goes, well, no, you cannot go and conquer that girl. You cannot go protect that girl.
Yeah, how dare
Because she's
you want
fine.
to do that?
She's fine by herself. What are you thinking?
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's probably like maybe one of the biggest hurdles. Is this idea that you must act like her to be with her?
That makes perfect sense.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Well, I think if you zoom out, I mean, it's even really just a distortion of how men view men and women view women, and vice versa. How men view women and women view men. It's a complete flipping on of its head, DT. It's
Not its head.
I don't
No,
know.
I
What
like
that
to-
means.
head of
I like the way I said
Yeah,
it.
limited
So,
time he can talk.
New words are created all the time. It's okay.
so right, I mean, that's what it is. It's a distortion of the way we were supposed to view ourselves and our role. To use the whatever stupid, what's the controversial anyway buzzwords, but it's a distortion of how we view men should view themselves and how they should view women. I put here, in order for men to be men, women have to be women, and that's so. I forget, somebody said that to me a long time ago when I was still single, and that just stuck with me. That women have a role to play and men have a role to play, and they need to play both roles, and they're both vital and they're both important and necessary, but they are different roles. And in order for society to flourish, they both have to fulfill those roles.
You hear a lot about these young women that they have grown up in the feminist culture and the feminist ideal, and they get to the point where they're mid-30s into their 40s, and they realize, well, wait a minute, I'm missing something. Yes, you're missing a family. You're missing you're missing children. You're missing a husband. You're missing these things. Yes, you got good job. Now what? And for women, there's a time clock where there's a biological clock where they're not going to be able to have kids anymore. And I think that's deep down, and that society goes, no, you need to push that down farther. You not listen to that. You men, you need to go out and again act like a woman with a woman, because that's what women want. No.
Yeah, they want a sensitive man who
No.
cries every night about how hard his day was at work. Like, are you kidding me?
No, I understand. Women, I think, really deep down.
Quit calling me out.
It's important to express myself.
No,
Yeah.
women want men to be men. They really do. They don't know they do. Often, some modern women, most, I think women, not I say most, a lot of women nowadays, I think, are starting to turn and realize
They are, because they realize what they've been doing over the past 20, 30 years not working.
This is not
There's
working.
videos
This
of
is
them
not good.
coming out and speaking about this
Yeah.
stuff too. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
almost,
it is.
right?
And that's exactly
very
what it is.
sad. Yeah.
Well, Jordan Peterson ran that study about women after the age of 40 who have these powerful careers and making tons of money. Are they happy? And they're not.
Yep.
And
They're
you
alone.
can,
They're alone.
nothing to
Yeah.
spend it on.
Yeah.
and you
Yes.
can
yeah.
you can be married and still have a great career. My wife
It's
has a
doable.
fabulous career, and she's done very well. And
Yeah.
we've got 6 kids, and we've been married over 30
Right.
years, and everything in that respect is a little bit different than what the narrative is these days. And it's not always perfect, of course, and it's been very hard and a struggle. And she's worked extremely hard to get where she's at. But
But she also made it important to have a family.
she made it important to have a family.
That's
Thank you.
exact. That's
That's a good.
Yeah.
so. That's the
Summary.
exception. You're the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. I want to talk about the next 2 points, 2 and 3, that kind of overlap, because not necessarily the objectification of women and then the proliferation of what I put here of hypersexuality, excuse me, but more so the need for young men in the dating world to guard their eyes and their soul, the effort that they have to put into it nowadays in order to become that man that can protect and save.
Pornography wouldn't be so rampant if there wasn't a market for it.
That's right.
Wow, that's a something.
That's just
Wow.
a fact, right? Supply and
is.
demand. So
Well, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But
Yeah, we need to. I mean, all of us have failed at different times, but we really need to work hard about these things and not just accept society's statement that everybody does that and it's
harmless.
okay.
Right, everybody does it.
It's a harmless sin. It doesn't affect anybody except the actors, and they're getting paid, and they're whatever.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So
it's the First Amendment, right?
People get paid for a lot of things that are not good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
What is
Not
it
good
for
for
a man to
yourself.
obtain the world but to lose his soul? Like,
And harping on that point is the it's rampant because it's so readily accessible. Before phones, everybody always says before phones I had to reach under my dad's bedside or whatever, and you pull out his whatever Playboy
local
magazine.
drugstore.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Pretend that you're looking at better homes and gardens
Exactly.
next to the Playboy.
There's a truth to that. It's a lot harder to get. Now it's so easy to get. Young men entering the dating world have to work harder. That's just a fact. They have to work harder
To stay pure.
to stay pure. And
But I also think the interesting thing is, like, for a young man that comes across as respectful, as pure, as someone that I don't care what society says, but I'm going to be a young man. I think that in itself is attractive to young women.
oh,
And
definitely
I
is.
I see a lot of also. I think a lot of those videos where the young women will go, "That is what I want."
Mm.
I don't want a guy that's like me. I want somebody that can open the door for me and pay for my meal, to take me out, to come pick me up, to say I look nice. I mean, just those type of things that we as young men did for our wives when we were courting our wives, kind of thing. I think there is that, and what pornography does is pornography basically takes the place of those young women, because the men are like, well, if she's going to just reject me anyway because I'm not acting like
6
her.
foot.
Yeah, exactly. Then then this is what I'm going to turn to.
Also
It is.
because they don't have to conquer anything.
Interesting. That goes back to my video game.
there's no
comment.
mission to
Ooh,
achieve.
there's no mission.
It's right there.
Wow.
Yeah, you
true.
get the end.
That's true.
Just quick story. So myself and 2 other friends, when I was serving at Texas Roadhouse, we kind of made the decision that we weren't going to date any of the girls, and we were just gonna just be friends with everybody and be nice guys. We were all strong Christians. I mean, I was the only Catholic. The other 2 guys were strong Christians. And it was funny because we got so many comments from the women and the girls there that like every girl wants to date you 3. And we're like,
uninterested,
and we're like, but we're not going to, And it's you stand for something and people notice, and then that's attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stand for something. That's a good point.
Young men stand for something.
There you go.
Young men
Stand for
I
something.
think the pool of kind of what we're speaking about, like the kind of women that these guys want, is like I have a good friend moved to Denver. He just wanted like a new change of scenery, and he just wants like a good, like heartwarming relationship, right? And I have another friend that lives out of state, and he like wants the same thing. He's Catholic. He's this, and some of the stories they tell me about just their dating experiences are just like bizarre. Like my one friend moved to Denver. Not the best outcome of this story, obviously, because I'm like, dude, you probably shouldn't do that either. Like, you're not making a good point to these women. But he took this girl on a date, had flowers, ready, went to go pick her up. Oh, I got you these. I can get my own flowers. I was like,
Nice.
all right. Open the door for her. She's like, don't do that again. Open the car door for her. Thank you, but I'll do it. Close the door. Opens the door again herself to get in the car. And they're driving
Red flag.
on their way
Red
to
flag.
their restaurant.
How is the date still going?
Exactly.
What?
Listen, he didn't end it in
Little red flag.
a good way.
Let
either.
him finish this story.
Sorry,
Hold
So
on.
they're driving to the restaurant. She's just talking about all this stuff about me. I already have this. I already have that. I don't need anything. I don't need this. And he pulls over and goes, "Get out. This date's over." And she's like, "You're not going to bring me home?" He's like, "Why don't you drive yourself home?"
Nice.
They're on the side of the
That's
road.
it.
You
Which
can
Exactly
buy yourself
right.
It's not exactly
No,
charitable.
that's
can
the
walk
way
on
to
the
handle that
sand.
situation.
I have like a lot of friends like in my age group that are like, man, I just want like a good woman, and they go on these dates, and their friends will set them up with somebody, and they're just like, yeah, I'm never talking to her ever again. Just the things they talk about. A lot of them, the questions they ask are like, what are your expectations on children? They're like, I would love to have a family one day and some children. Oh, I know we're not going to be a good fit. What? Like, they don't want to have kids. They don't want to, like, it's interesting. You ever see the video?
To each his own, but yeah.
You ever
If
see the
that's what they're
video where
looking
they're
for.
like asking horoscopes? It's like these guys, they're trying to like do the same thing that girls do on dates,
No.
Like, oh, what's your horoscope? And she's like, oh, I'm a Pisces. The guy goes, oh, I could never.
Nice.
And they're like, what? But like, it's all just replications of like the same things they do, which I'm not a fan of like that fast like justice, right? Like let me treat you the way that you treated me.
I don't know. There's a certain
still
bit
entertaining.
of
See,
There's
For
a certain
a
bit
comedy
of,
sketch on YouTube,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
Fine.
What's your sign?
What's your sign?
I'm not going to say.
What's a sign?
I don't know. Whatever the girls.
What is a
astrology?
sign?
I don't know. Is it the astrology
I
thing?
think so.
It's a
I'm a Capricorn. Oh, I could
It's
never.
something.
We're
to do
not
with-
compatible.
Yeah, I've had people
you're
like instantly like, oh, when were you born? Oh, September, like this year, whatever. Oh, you're this.
Oh, I knew it.
How
I
do
knew
you?
were-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How do you know?
up.
No, you don't know anything. Yeah,
Really, you strike
You
me
don't
more. Are
know
you at the end of the
me.
month? You strike me more as a Sagittarius. To be honest, I would have
see,
thought.
so you're giving
What?
yourself away because I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm
I
I'm
knew.
not a Sagittarius. I don't know what the months
Those
are.
are
what.
constellations to me.
Well, they were originally, but people associate them with birth months or something. Like it's the Chinese New Year. I don't know.
It is.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Chinese
year
New
of
Year.
the rat.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Chinese New Year, that's a perfect segue into the third point.
What a segue. That was a great segue.
Point E3: problems of young fathers. Now, in the conference, this was Devin's point. Do you
I
want
wasn't a father yet.
You weren't.
Now I am.
No, you were. You
Wow.
were.
No,
You
no,
just
no,
hadn't
I
met
was.
your
I
son
was, but
yet.
Not in practice.
Yes,
not in.
not in
Not
practice.
not
you
in
hadn't
day-to-day
held him in your
activities,
hands
yes.
yet. I get it.
Yes.
I get it. I know what you mean.
In utero.
Just giving you a hard time for no
Yeah.
reason.
I was
Okay,
on
so
I was surprised you came to the conference. Honestly, your wife was ready.
well, you MC'd.
He
You
was
had-
the
Oh,
MC.
yeah.
I know. Your wife was like ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Ready to rock.
So,
Well, anyway, we are glad
Oh, yes,
because
yes.
the newest member of the Into the Fire family is your son.
Giovanni.
Okay,
That's right.
Giovanni.
Yeah.
What do you call him?
Gio.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is that the name of a car at one time?
Geo,
Geo Metro.
but it's
Different
GEO,
Different spelling.
GIO. Yeah.
That's funny. Like so, segue or tangent. Sorry.
Tangent.
My daughter's name is Gianna,
Uh-huh.
and the one thing my wife's like, she will never be called Gia, ever. And so we've been very firm on that.
All right.
She's not-
Is that because of the movie?
I don't know. I don't. I
Pretty
don't
sure
know
there's a
why. I should
movie
ask her. I don't
called
know why she doesn't
Gia.
like
I've never
Gia.
seen it, but I've heard it's really bad.
So we can call her Anna. We don't, nobody ever does. We just call her G.
Everybody calls her G.
And that's his fault.
My daughter as
Yeah,
well.
that's-
She's called G.
G.
Gretchen.
Yes.
Gretchen. Oh, there you go.
G.
Yeah.
So is G.
That's a nice name, Gretchen.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Tangent.
E3. Devin, do you want to jump off and we'll follow? Or
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I'll kind of just go through the points in the paper. So far, problems facing young fathers. Some of the things that we covered at the conference was like juggling work-life balance, right? In a world where so much is demanded outside of the household, that can be challenging to lead in both work and life. I've found that to be complicated. I'm very blessed that in our household, like we make our own schedules for work, like my wife and myself. So that's been, I don't know how people do it. I don't know. I have no idea how people do it. Even like if I have to like leave the house, because there's 3 days a week I go to the office, and then 3 days a week she goes to her office, right? One of us will pick up a day on the weekend or something, whatever. But that's hard. That's very, very hard to make sure, like, we had somebody come by recently, and they were like, "Oh, it's good to see you guys are human because our house is usually so clean." And there was like stuff on the counter. We're like, "Oh, we're so sorry we didn't move it." Like, wow, you guys are actually human. Like, that's impressive. And I was like, "Oh, we're losing it."
It's easy to clean with just the two of you.
It is.
Exactly,
It is.
exactly.
Hey,
It's
you want
so
to see
hard
some
clean with
humanity?
one-
Come on.
You wanna
over.
see some
Come on
humanity?
over.
Exactly.
It's hard.
I just had this discussion with my 15-year-old about why always have to clean? Because there's 6 of us in this house. That's why.
It's hard with even just one. I can imagine with
Yeah.
6. Yeah, so that's been a challenge, and
They're not even
sure it is for
mobile
a lot of
yet.
other people. I know. Well, once he's mobile.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah, just wait.
Once they start cruising, and you got to put up the gate.
It
at
gets
the
better.
stairs.
Did you
And worse.
Did you baby poop everything?
Did you see his face?
Some.
That's
Not everything.
I'm sure it is.
Some of the stuff like the outlets and stuff we didn't cover yet,
No.
because he's
Cabinets.
not moving.
Won't be
Oh,
long.
I didn't even think
Stairs.
about cabinets. I didn't
The
get
little
things.
latches. Got to get
Stairs.
the
We have a lot of
latches.
stairs at our house. That's gonna be all right.
Thanks. My mom and
We're
dad.
just supposed to make it.
Tangent. Sorry. My mom and dad.
You were Mr. Tangent
I
today.
know.
Yeah, he sure
my mom
is.
and dad have a drawer. And so for the little ones that come in the house, they're allowed to get into one drawer. So that kind of diffuses that because it has all the plastic stuff in it, plastic things that they can get, like plastic measuring cups and stuff like that. So that's like the one you can't go in this drawer, can't go in this drawer, but you can go in this drawer. And so that kind
And
of
it,
like,
it works because
So,
they usually
yeah.
don't want to go in the other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah,
the
okay.
stuff that the fun stuff
have-
is in this
yeah.
drawer that they
So
can
I
go
don't know,
into.
just an
But
idea.
all that stuff sounds like it makes noise.
Oh,
Baby.
oh, just wait.
I just want a moment of peace.
Oh, you really?
I want my baby to be quiet and play with rubber rosaries.
Rubber objects.
Rubber
only.
tree,
I need to get
yes.
carpet in my house. So the footsteps are quiet.
No
You have all
electronics.
wood. It's a pain. Yeah.
No VTech toys. No VTech toys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and like all of our family keeps buying us these noisy things, and we're playing with them ourselves now.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I'm tired of hearing that, And then
How many songs
wait
does
till
this
he
thing
can
have?
control it himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Sorry. Anyway, so
Yeah.
work-life balance, yes, hard.
Yeah. And then it's hard to be the head of your household, just like Christ is the head of the church. That's challenging too. That is challenging because I find that there's different opinions of different things.
What?
Oh, you mean other people have
This be
different
just like
expectations?
what we talked about earlier in this podcast.
It's gotten better because like now the baby's not just like give me my mommy. Like I can take him for 2 hours till it's time to feed again or whatever.
It's like, oh, you're
so
cool
it's like
right
I can
now.
do whatever I want now, But
Yes.
but that was really really hard in the beginning, especially for me when it came to everybody else's opinions. For even like my wife and I, it's like the poor girl was almost brought to tears on all these different opinions. She's like, I just don't know what to do with this. Some of our family says this, some says that. My friends say this, my friends say that. Google says this, ChatGPT says that. It's like just so much information, And I'm like,
It's too much.
I'm like, I never heard of this in my life, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. I did this with my little brothers when I was watching them, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. Like, what the heck? So that's
Go with the gut
challenging.
instinct of
Yeah,
motherhood.
that's what
Yeah.
I was
The
going to say.
maternal
You
instinct.
guys
telling her,
know.
Mommy knows best.
You
Yep.
guys know exactly
Yeah,
right.
you know what's
That's
best.
exactly
Yep.
right.
Thank you. That's exactly what you should
You know
tell
greater
her.
than I. You feel it probably more than I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Like
There's a
So-
mother's instinct is a real thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She like wakes up right before he starts crying every time. She's like, it's time.
Isn't that?
And I'm like, my
no,
hour's not yet.
you know what
come.
she's. That's it. That's it. Yes. Yes.
Woman, my hours.
That's how you use it.
Yes.
trying to find a
We
way.
made it.
Full circle.
We really should have had a grid, a bet going on.
Oh, yeah. What hour? What minute? When did that come up now?
That's true.
Matt Walsh
Exactly an hour ago.
Matt Walsh says something funny about babies. Matt Walsh goes, this your new dad. He goes, babies need their moms. Moms know what to do. Babies need their moms. Dads could probably be gone for like the first 10 months. The baby wouldn't even notice it.
It's true.
That's
It
true.
is true. He was this week. He was kind of fussy with like usually he was about last week. Every week's different, so it's kind of annoying. Last week he was like chilling with me, and I'm like, cool. This is kind of nice. We're hanging out, watching movies, watching historical stuff, trying to explain it to him. He doesn't talk back. I don't know what's wrong with him. Doesn't even know his alphabet.
Doesn't even participate in the
Not smartest
conversation.
yet.
Unbelievable.
Not the smartest
Yeah.
yet.
He doesn't know anything. Man. It's so rude.
Well, you tell me he doesn't know his
He
ABCs
doesn't know his
either.
ABCs. I know
He's
my
definitely
ABCs.
missing the milestones.
I know my ABCs.
Like, come on, if I can do it, you can do it, kid.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
totally beat him in a race.
gosh.
Too. He's so slow.
I heard that from him. I can totally take him.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And then like this week, it's like he'll be asleep, and like my wife's like, "Oh, here you go," like let me go do this. I'm like, okay, and I take him, and he's fine. He opens his eyes, and he sees it's me, and he's
Yeah.
like,
Yep. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
That
every
was
time.
really good, actually. Did
But
you
yeah.
hear that imitation?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I thought
done
Giovanni
that
was
for years.
here. Is he
Yeah.
not here? Okay.
My youngest brother next to me was like 12 years younger, so I was kind of stuck. with
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I was like So
That is funny how they do that. It's like they realize like
Yeah.
you're not mom.
I know.
You smell different.
Yeah, he's kind of rude.
And he's kind of rude.
What's his deal?
Yeah.
It's not nice.
I don't want to raise a rude child.
Yeah. Whatever. And then what was the last one? Being a new father means someone's salvation is entrusted to you and your spouse.
Ouch.
The gravity
Oh
of that
yeah,
task.
that was a
is
great point. When you
huge.
I'd love to know, how did you feel when your son was first born? I
Oh.
mean, did it change? Like all of a sudden, 5 seconds ago, you had a child, but it wasn't out
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, to see.
And
like,
then all of a sudden,
wasn't
your life will never be the same
Yeah.
5 seconds later.
everybody always said, like, not to sound corny, but they're like, everything changes right at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I felt something in my stomach, like it was just, and he was born super fast, I think
Yeah.
like the 6th push he came out. She was in labor
Wow.
for like 7 minutes. Like, it was
Oh
insane.
yeah, wow.
And it's
Lucky
like,
her.
and I just felt it in my stomach. Even like before, they were like, "Oh, here he is," right? Because you don't know how long it's gonna be. And it's like I just felt it, like he's here, like
Yeah, excitement, but
he's
terror,
out. Yeah.
terror.
Yeah.
He's
that's
like,
exactly
there is
right.
life after womb, It's like it's interesting. But he came out, and I was just like, "Whoa!" And then instantly, I just thought like, it's almost like you feel a whole different sense of responsibility.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like even though like I didn't hold him immediately, obviously, like the doctor or whatever, whoever pulls him out takes him, and you're just like, that's mine. I'm like watching, looking over, like a dog with a bone,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
You're just like, what are they doing over there?
Yeah.
And it was weird. And usually I'm pretty, hands off.
Hey,
but
hey, is that blanket clean? Hey, you don't put that on
yeah,
my
hey,
son.
what are you doing that? What are you doing that for? What's going on? Hey, leave him, man. Get off him.
Get that thing out of his nose. The suction
Yeah,
and
it
all.
definitely. But I think I felt the weight immediately of the task that was entrusted to me.
Yeah.
Like I am to lead this child. I am to lead him to heaven. I am to forge a saint. At least do to the best of my ability.
Now the
That
challenge.
is a heavy task. Oh, it gives me chills thinking about it. It's like think about how I felt like in the moment. I'm like, whoa.
And your challenge is to never forget that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard when he's crying at 3 a.m. It's kind of easy to forget it. That way.
It's hard when they're 15 and crying too.
Oh, it's rough.
Yeah.
They cry at 15. It never stops.
Well,
Never stops.
And if they're girls, they cry for no reason.
Oh, yikes.
Oh,
I can't.
Boom.
Well, I mean, I'll never get over the. There was one time when my daughter, we were in church. My daughter saw her friends 3 pews in front of us, and she's like, "Oh, they're my friends. Can I see them?" And I was like, "No, we're in mass right now. We're gonna see them afterwards and donuts and coffee." And she goes, "What if I don't see them?" And I was like, "They're right there.
You'll see them tomorrow.
They always
at
go to
school."
donuts. We always go to. You're gonna see them." And she's like, "But what if I don't?" And she started crying. And I was literally like, "Why are you crying? They're right there." Courtney, of course, my wife, practical. My wife comes in and she's like, just. She takes, calms her down
She's
instantly.
crying too.
Right? But I'm just like, "What do you mean? Like, you see them?
just
They're
cares so
right
much."
there." So
My wife
anyway,
cried the other day. She was like watching the Olympics. I come downstairs or something from work, and she's like at the kitchen, like I see her go. And I'm like, "What's the matter? What happened? Where's the baby? Like what's the matter?" She goes, I just had to tell myself, like, "What are you doing right now?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" She was like, "There was just some girl coming out in the Olympics, and I just thought how hard it must have been for her to get there. And I'm so proud of her." And then I was like, then I realized I don't know her, and that's when you came down. I'm like, what? But yeah, that's But yeah,
funny.
problems for young fathers. I think something that I am very concerned about. Like he hasn't been exposed to like any technology yet, obviously, but I'm like hyper
so you were
vigilant
showing
about.
him history videos.
Well, that's not that's documents. That's
okay.
Documentary?
electronic
yeah,
documents.
document don't count.
Yeah.
We were watching movies.
Way to call that
Historically
out there,
accurate.
Josh.
I should hope.
Yeah, no, you don't get away with anything around here.
Here, watch this.
Yeah. Dude, just sit and watch it.
Exactly right. That's right. They just
What's his problem?
Can't sit.
Kid's rude. Watch the movie.
Oh,
Worse than
man.
my wife.
Anyway,
No, I'm kidding.
yes.
Yeah. No.
But I am very
Hold off as long as possible. I can just tell you.
yeah. But even like when the time comes, like getting advice from you guys will help too, because you guys have older kids in a technologically driven world. When my brothers were younger, there wasn't iPads and
You've heard of chastity belts, right?
yeah.
I'm sure there's a way to
come
do
back.
that with an iPad.
Okay.
Lock it up.
Oh, that's where you're going. Yeah.
Well, I'll just put it in the other drawer.
I thought you were going Robin Hood Men in Tights or
No.
something. Okay.
Talking about technology.
Yeah. Chastity belt for the iPad. Okay.
iPad.
Sorry, John.
Where's your
No,
brain?
hey,
the
you're.
password.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Or
Sorry.
it's called
he
turn it
doesn't know
off.
the
It's
alphabet,
called
so-
put it in the drawer and turn it off.
Yeah.
Tangent again. I'm calling out my kids here, but tangent.
Oh,
again.
nice. Josh's
Oh
kid's
my
on
gosh.
blast.
Is this the fourth?
No, I think it is, but
Fifth.
Make it quick because we
Okay,
got to move
even
on.
between
I know.
all your
I know.
kids.
Tangent. iPad was being abused because we gave them the password, so I just changed it without telling anybody.
Nice.
Next day, Dad. Yes. Did you change the password on the iPad? Yes. What is it? No.
Nice.
N-O.
Right. Exactly. No. So
Yeah.
Should have said I forgot.
I don't know. But yeah, it's that technology is
Yeah.
is a rough-
Hold off,
off.
man. It actually does mess up
yeah,
their
hold off.
their
You're
firing of their
little-
synapses and everything too when they're little, because their brain's still forming. He
Probably
doesn't
why
even
it's
know his
not the alphabet yet, all
ABCs.
this
So
music
We need a
to it.
footnote
Okay,
in the
so-
bottom of the podcast, in the notes
something
to
else,
that
though?
study that you just referenced.
yes, yeah, we should.
We should
Yeah.
do that for all of these points.
That's
All
because
the
references are
gold
all
and the
references-
Chinese face.
yeah.
And all these
I'll
I'll
things.
put a link at the bottom of the show notes.
Yeah.
But even shows for kids, even like the show that you do let your kids watch, it's very interesting how the type of show that the kids watch will determine almost how the kid acts.
No, that is exactly. They're exactly related.
It is so I I got my kids the Power Rangers original series that I grew up with as a kid watching it, right?
We grew up with.
Sorry, that's what we grew up
Excuse
with.
me.
Yeah, we watched
Power
it,
Rangers, Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Power
So the
Rangers.
dinosaur ones. Anyway.
Yes, the Megazord.
With the Megazord. But I watched, and I was like so excited to watch. Like I could actually watch all these episodes without stopping with my kids. We watched 3 episodes, and I'm just like, we gotta stop watching this.
Really?
It is just all intense. Go, don't go Power Rangers. Da, 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 da. And just constant going and going.
And it's
going
a changing
and
of the
and
scenes and
colors
it's
and explosions.
flashing.
It's just constant. And I said we had to take a step back and whoa, we have to just. We'll take a break here. We'll watch a couple tomorrow.
That's
And
by
then-
design too.
And then, I know. And then I think about my mom and dad would say when we were growing up, you guys can watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Such a boring
Yeah, it was
show.
boring.
I want to watch Power Rangers, and now I
watched
see
so much
why.
Power Rangers.
And now I see why.
Yeah.
No, now I really see why. Because it does something to your mind.
intense.
Even me as an adult who had seen it before, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm
Well,
really
yeah.
into it.
But it
No
made me
kind of thing.
productive. I could tackle any talent.
Yeah, I could beat up
right.
any kid.
I could beat up any kid. My son, not a chance.
What your kid watches is important also.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
I
very
can see that.
important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just watching overall, I notice when my kids watch for whatever it is, even if it's gentle
Yeah.
type of cartoons, the fact is, my son Peter, he gets more agitated,
More intense.
more easily upset, or a little bit angry. He won't hug me. And Peter hugs everybody all the time.
Yeah,
So
as
if
we
he
all
doesn't
know.
want to hug anymore, there's like something
going on.
up there. And he's like, nope.
Okay, kind of a tangent. Do you
Last
remember,
one,
do
last
you remember
one.
that episode and I talked about, the one guy that I was like, I should hug that dude.
Yes.
The one that's in the grocery
Yes.
store. Super scary.
Who's going to beat you up? Yeah.
I saw him the other morning.
Oh, we have an update on Devin's Scary Man.
I didn't hug
This is a
him.
guy. No,
I didn't hug him, but I
Wait,
saw
wait.
him and was like, oh man. And there's less people in the store, so he's gonna come to me.
And again, this was in a convenience store. You don't know this guy, but he's a scary guy, and you thought you should hug him, right?
Well, I've seen him do some wild stuff, right? Like he's
Comes up on people and
he's like, oh, and you're like, yo, man, back up. But I saw him with his mother.
Really?
I saw him with his mother at the grocery store at like 5:30 in the morning, and he was completely different. And I saw him open because his mother was in one of the chair things, and he was taking stuff down for her, just completely calm. And I was like,
Women civilize us.
that's right. That's right. They tame us.
They
They
tame
tame the
us.
beast.
All right.
But that was interesting. Yeah.
That is
Moving on.
interesting.
We are moving on because we're going a little bit longer than usual, but it's because it's the first recording in 2026.
That's right.
So, all right.
Just a
So
little too excited.
so point E4. We're going to talk about this. The pathway for for men today to sainthood. This was my point, and I wanted to focus mainly when I thought of this on like John is apropos to do, to make it very practical, very pragmatic. How can we today become saints? And the first thing I thought of was we all have a vocation and fulfill that vocation, and that's God's path to sainthood for you. Now, the problem is you have to find out what your vocation is, and that's not always super
In a sea
easy.
of influencers, choose one.
Exactly.
Right?
When you have
Not
all
that
these
easy.
bombardment of ideas, and you should do this, you should do that, and this. So, just thinking about it, reflecting on it, I really think that it is a lot simpler than we think. Right? It's not easy. That's the distinction. It's simple, but not easy.
Yep.
So, really, just to lay it out, if you're a young man, if you're a teenager, your vocation is to listen to your parents, is to do your schoolwork. If you have responsibilities in the house, you do those, and that's basically it. You don't have very much to do as a teenager. Then as you grow up as a young father, then you get more. What are you gonna?
No more tangents. No, I'm not gonna do it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, no more tangent. So then what happens is these responsibilities or your responsibilities that guide you towards your vocation, or maybe clarify your vocation as you're going through life, they kind of accumulate. So if you're just a single guy, you have certain things you have to do those and do them well. If you're a single guy and you're starting to date, treat women well. That's a new thing you have to add. If you're a young guy who gets married and you have a kid, or your wife, treat your wife well. Then you have a kid, treat your kids well. Be a good example to them. Then and it just moves on, and it grows, and you kind of you are melded into this type of person that started with just a few responsibilities, and then now you have dozens of them. But as long as you did them all well, that's your specific path to sainthood. It's not about doing, it's not about being 12 hours on your knees, in a dungeon praying to God. That's not, some people, hermits maybe, but your vocation is, everybody's vocation is different, and you just have to figure that out and then to do it and do it well.
I don't know if I told this before, but one interesting thing when I left the seminary, I came back, I was trying to maintain the same type of prayer life I had in the seminary as just a young man in the working world. And I couldn't, and which is funny because my prayer life in the seminary wasn't that good anyway.
And you couldn't
So it got better when you left.
Yeah, I guess it got better in my life. I guess, but I talked to my spiritual director I had at the time about it, and he's like, "Well, it's not going to be the same because you're not a seminarian anymore. It's going to change. Your spiritual life has to change with your present life. It's going to change with your present life. So I thought it was very interesting. We do what we can well, but what we must do is that which is appropriate for our state in life.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a monk. I'm a dad with 4 kids.
Right.
My prayer time therefore should be, I got 5 minutes here. Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord is with you. That's what my prayer life is, because my life with my family is spending time with my family.
That's part of your vocation.
Yeah. I can't
Exact.
go.
That's what I
can't
mean.
help you. I can't play with you, Andrew and Brendan. I can't play with you right now because I must go play my hour of meditation today. During the day, no. First thing in the morning when everybody's sleeping, yes. That's the time. During the middle of the day, I can't. That's not my place to reject them so that I can build myself at that moment. I can find other times to do it.
So that's Padre Pio. Just real quick. Padre Pio says, fulfill your responsibilities first and then go pray.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything you just said I needed to hear. Not even just with prayer or anything, just with life in general, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah,
You're going to learn. Yeah.
I've been really hard on myself about it's hard getting out of the military, right? Especially after 12 years.
Sure.
When it's you join at 17, you're what is the world? And I've been really hard on myself lately about getting in the same quality of workouts. But you're right, it's I'm not training for the same things anymore.
No.
Why do I don't have to time myself entering a doorway to make just different capabilities and stuff. I've been hard on myself. I know I can't running, right? I've been terrible at running. I'm slow. I'm this. Sometimes I'm I don't want to finish this run. I don't want to go home and I don't want to go home and change the baby's diaper. Or I got to go home and change the baby's diaper. Let me stop my run. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta, as long as I'm not doing it.
Not only is that okay, but that's good.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because there will come a time where you don't have to change the diaper and you can finish that run.
That's right. Well, I hope not.
I hope not.
I hate running
To
so
your
much.
point earlier, Levi, Matthew Kelly is a speaker, Catholic speaker. You probably all know him from Australia originally. He's got dynamiccatholic.com as his website. But one of the key things he said, he spoke all around the world, and one of the key things he said is just always do the next right thing. No matter what, just always do the next right thing. And let that be your guide, to your point earlier. And he has a book out, and hopefully I don't get the title wrong, but basically it's The Biggest Lie in Christianity. And so, very provocative title, right? You know what the biggest lie in Christianity is?
What?
That you cannot be a saint.
Oh. Nice.
That you cannot be holy. And so that's what, you're thinking about all this stuff when you look at it and you get in. He doesn't wait that long. It's in the first couple of chapters, he's like, you can't be holy. That's what our culture tells us. You can't do the same things that the saints did for thousands of years. And most of those saints weren't always so on the straight and narrow.
No.
As we know.
Saint Augustine.
And so,
Saint
there
Jerome.
you go. I'm sure. Yes.
I'm sure every time St. Augustine's like,
Would you guys stop using my name?
Yeah,
I know.
He's I won't be praying for you this evening.
Anyway. So I think that's really excellent. What you said is just do the next right thing and believe that you can be holy.
How often do we tell ourselves that lie too?
That you can't be holy?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Especially every time we sin.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not maintaining my prayer life, the same prayer life I had in seminary. I'm not good enough, right?
I think the devil too.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's
He
the
wants us to believe
You're
that.
not good enough.
It's the that.
Yep.
But it's the sin. Like, do the sin. Don't worry, it's okay. Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. Then you do it, and then he's like, you're doomed. You
Yep.
did that
Yeah,
sin.
you're
You
doomed.
suck.
You're
You're the
doomed.
worst
So
thing
that's
ever in the
screaming
world.
us
Yeah,
about it. Yeah, it's
and
insane.
it just gets in your head, and that's it. It's the fight, right, between us and the concupiscence of the flesh and the devil. I mean,
What did you guys say before? Something about, okay, so the devil is the accuser, and God is not the accuser, but there was another term you had for it.
who said that? I didn't say that.
Oh, it's something I heard.
The devil's the accuser, and God is.
Because he always accuses you of stuff, right? And he doesn't lift you up, or he doesn't, provide any other options. It's always, as you said, you did this, you are this.
Look what you've done.
Equating who you are with what you've done, and then whatever the opposite of that is. There's a
Redeemer,
famous saying.
excuser. I don't know.
That
Yeah.
10th Avenue North song. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You Are More. That's a cool song. 10th Avenue North.
Well, anyway, you are not your sins, right?
Exactly right.
And-
Yeah.
and that's the beauty, really. And it's hard for me. I mean, I didn't do this when I was a kid, but it's the beauty of confession and
Yeah.
to say, okay, I am not
Always.
that sin, and I will do the best I can to not sin again in that same way, or at all if possible.
Confession's amazing.
Never achieve it, of course, but we certainly hope that we try. And I think that's what a lot of people think about the Catholic Church, is that you guys all think you're perfect. I said, no, we don't.
No. Yeah.
We just know that we are trying. We're always striving, and as long as we're striving, hopefully that means we're doing what we're supposed to. We don't think we're there. We'll never arrive.
Right.
We
Exactly.
will always be striving, and I think that's the misconception about
Well, I think
Christianity
that's-
in general.
Absolutely it is, yeah.
I think that's the beauty of the saints too, because sometimes we hold them on this, or we put them on this pedestal. It's like they were perfect for the last 20 years of their life, and that's why they're saints. Like, that's absolutely not what it was. They fought. I mean, who was the saint that hours before she died, she was struggling with despair? Was that Saint Therese?
Who knows?
There was a saint who would,
Avila?
like,
Maybe.
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 But yeah, she was struggling
should
with.
know
She
this
had
better.
she had really strong temptations to despair in God's mercy. Like the last few hours, it's like you don't think
Sounds like some true survival.
that you don't think that they would struggle with it, right?
Yeah.
And I put here find the ordinary and the extraordinary. That's the little flower, Saint Therese of Lisieux, because that's really what it is. It's and that's what we're talking about. In our vocation, you take your day-to-day responsibilities, everything that you have to do, and you make that a prayer, and you unite
Changing
that to
a diaper
God.
is a prayer.
Yeah.
It can be. It can be.
It
I
can
need
changing
prayers while I'm
changing 20 diapers.
I mean-
Changing 20 diapers a day can be 20 prayers.
Changing 3 diapers at once.
And then last thing I'll say is this was, I forget who was talking. Somebody's talking about something about like, I think about being hard on yourself. And so a lot of times when my wife and I first had our kid, and then it's 2 kids, you go to mass. It's hard to focus and pay attention in mass. It's a lot easier when it's just you two.
Yeah.
But when you have kids, you can't really focus as well as you used to. And you think, oh, I'm not participating. I'm not doing it well. Should I even go up to communion? I missed everything, And it's funny because her and I have been talking about it a lot, and we've gotten to the point where we understand. But God knows better than we do that kids are going to distract you from mass. And he's going to give you the graces of your state in life, because he knows you're going to have to focus on
I was
kids.
going to say the grace of state. It's the
Exactly.
grace of state. The state is parent.
So you can't be hard
Grace
on
is
yourself.
going to be there because you are a parent.
Yeah, and you're showing up, and God sees that.
If you were behaving like a parent and you weren't a parent, then there's a problem.
But if you're like, oh, I'm not going to mass today because my son or my daughters are super rowdy and they distract people, and I'm probably going to, like, that's not a reason. That's not a valid reason to skip mass. Yeah, no. So anyway, okay, so that's good. I think we've exhausted those E 1, 2, 3, and
They
4
don't
points.
ever have to be discussed again.
Never again. Oh, I need to be quiet.
Yeah. Russell paper. We'll just call you Russell from now on.
Russell Crowe. No, I look like Gerard Butler. Thank you.
Russell DeRoe.
No,
Okay.
you don't.
All right.
You're not Russell Crowe. You're Russell DeRoe.
I
Russell
agree.
Durrell.
Russell Durrell.
Okay, so we're moving on now. We're gonna go to. I'm gonna make my real life experience short because it is very short, very succinct, but I think it's illustrative of a really cool point. And then we're gonna do. I want to do the yes or no We're good.
There's a musical interlude, right, as we go from section to section.
Yes, there is. Doodle-doo-doo. Okay, so
Or
we're like
Bill and
Michael.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, gosh, that's one of Keanu Reeves' best roles. Okay, so the real life, the real life
talking role.
yes, yeah. Sorry, Keanu Reeves.
Sorry.
He's watching.
I really
You're
like
watching.
Keanu Reeves, but
Well, John Wick.
John-
You can't.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
John Wick. I just watched all 5 movies. Okay, so
He's 5 now. I think I only saw
Ballerina. All right, so
4.5.
so the real life experience. The point I want to illustrate in this that I've experienced. So I'm a delivery driver, and so I'm driving and dropping off to all different places, to businesses, to gas stations, to hospitals, to schools with stupid teenagers. So I'm delivering.
Wow.
You can tell that I love that stop. So
that guy hates kids.
that guy hates kids. So
I can see a reel. Stupid teenagers.
I know.
so anyway, so I come into contact with a lot of different types of people throughout my day as I'm delivering. But it's just been hitting me a lot lately, and this is one of my examples is from Christmas, but the amount of goodness that complete strangers will display is just, it was flooring. There was the first example is I had some medicine, I think, or no, it was probably office supplies. So I was going into a hospital, had to go to the 3rd floor. So I go into the elevator, this old couple comes in, and then this young mom comes in with a young boy. And he was, the young boy that was just painfully shy, holding on to his mom and just face buried in her leg. And he's just sitting there, and they're both quiet. And I'm just sitting there, minding my own business. And the wife of the old couple, she looks at the boy and she goes, "Those are really nice shoelaces you have." Because he had like white shoes and red shoelaces. And then he like looks at her and she's like, "Those are really cool. Like where did you get those? Why'd you?" And he like puts his foot out and he was all proud of his shoes, And so that was that, and that's it. That was it. Because then the elevator ended and we all got off. But she showed interest in this kid who was struggling. He's probably scared because he's going to the hospital for whatever reason. And she's something as simple as a shoelace, and it just, he lights up. Wow. And he's just like, oh, like somebody actually noticed, because he probably loves them.
Yeah.
And it was just complete stranger, and she sees it. She knew that little comment would help him, and it did. And it made my day. And it wasn't even, and I was like, look at my shoelace. What do you
think about mine?
Exactly. She didn't say anything about mine.
I wish I had cool shoelaces too.
That's called,
Sir.
Is that envy?
Exactly. And then there's another time where I was on the elevator again, and it was another older couple, and they come in. It was after Christmas, and they just start asking me about Christmas. They don't know who I am. They haven't met me from Adam, and they're just, "Oh, how was your Christmas? Did you have a good time? Did you spend it with family? Were your kids there with just family?" And like as if they were obligated to ask me these questions, but like they showed real interest in me. And I was thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, it was great. Like I had a great time, with the family and this and
you just lit up, just like
the little boy.
Have you seen my shoelaces, by the way?
Exactly. It's like, don't worry about the presents. Look at these. Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think my Christmas was? Look at these bad boys.
So, there's that. And then another example, this is the last one, is there was a mom who walked into it. Again, it was an elevator. She walked into the elevator and her son had Down syndrome. And there was a middle-aged woman there, and then me with my supplies or whatever. And again, the boy was kind of just sitting there, not really doing anything. And she started talking to him like, "Hey, how's your day going? What are you guys doing? It's fun today." And it's these people that will just break that barrier of strangeness to just be good and be kind and to show interest in another person. And so I think that these, and I see tons of these, "Oh, thank you," or this, and "Thanks for this," or "Oh, let me get that for you," and you just see random acts of kindness, and you think, because the cynical me is like, "Oh, everybody hates each other, and everybody's just, just so focused on themselves." And Saint Augustine, the incurvatus and say that, everybody just, I don't want to see anything, and so So you just
say,
that's
wow.
well, no, that's just the whole thing. Is like I'm curved in on myself.
Yes,
I
I
don't
know
care about
exactly.
anything else.
Yep.
I just want to focus on me, and I put my earbuds in, and just shut up everybody and don't talk to me, But it's take the earbuds off. Look up. See that there are other people around you, and then realize they
Just
are people
smile.
too.
And experiencing the world.
If you make eye contact, just smile, and it's amazing how
Yeah.
they will smile back, and they might say something, or just simply good morning. I try that a lot because where I work, there's a lot of that, just walking around with headphones and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And if I look at someone and they look at me and I say good morning or I nod my head or something, it's interesting. The response is either they just keep walking and don't care, or they go, oh yeah, good morning, kind of thing. It's interesting. But
It throws them off. They're not
I
used
see
to
what you
courtesy.
just did.
Yeah.
You know what? Around my neighborhood, it's the same thing. I've seen it over the last couple of years. And I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of older folks, and they're out trying to get in their steps or whatever. And I used to be able to say hi to all of them as we go by. Guess what? I can't do that anymore as easily.
Really?
Because now so many of them have earpods now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very inviting.
No, it's not.
No.
But I am just as bad because I like to listen to different shows and podcasts while I'm out doing my walk, right? And they do too. And you've challenged me mentally. I'm going to go and I'm going to try to make sure at least once or twice a week that I don't have any earpods in, and I try to say hi to people more often.
Or you can use one of those cool ones that I have that do the bone conduction. Because then your ear canals are open all the time.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's a good thing.
Or you can do what I did, just get a little chip implanted right into my brain.
What was that movie where the chip would blow up and it was one of those.
Sounds like I would like that movie.
Total Recall?
It wasn't Total Recall.
Well, there's TV shows. The
Well,
Fallout
there was
show had that.
There was another one, and if
Upload.
you didn't agree with this guy, he basically would hit the chip button.
Oh.
and your hair would
Altered
upload.
Carbon? No.
That was a.
Well, you know where I'm
I
going.
love that.
Anyway,
Okay,
boys,
so-
talk
Sorry,
about a
yeah, sorry,
tangent.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's just
Well, I do
I was
want to
talking
say
headphones, I
one
was-
little thing about that. So, since you talked about Down syndrome, and I've mentioned it on this podcast before, you should see how people treat me differently when I'm walking with my son with Down syndrome
Yeah.
versus when I'm by myself.
Sure.
And as you guys remember the whole discussion about homecoming parade,
Yeah.
Yep.
I
right?
remember that, yeah.
I mean, the fact is, people just light up when Peter's around, and they're ready to give him he's ready to give them lots of hugs, and after he approaches them, they're usually ready to give a hug. But we're working on handshakes, But if it gets to a point, and they're friendly, we might get to that hug point too. But it's a real treat for me as dad getting to walk with him, and it's very noticeable. So it's cool.
And you never know who needs it, right? You never know who's going to need that kind word, the smile, the hug, the handshake.
Go back
you had
and
that
watch
guy.
the other podcast, right?
Yeah.
And the older gentleman
That was a
who
perfect
really
example
needed
of
it
that.
because he just lost somebody that he really loved.
Anyway, there are still good people in the world. Let's be one of them. All right, we're gonna do this real quick because these are awesome. I really want to talk about these. Let's see. The first one.
Choose one we can talk about next time. depth?
Okay. No, not in depth.
Okay.
All right. So this one's more germane to the conversation. This one is just actually no. This
Less
one.
germane.
This one's less, but still.
All
Okay.
right, cut to
So
the chase,
first
cut to the
one.
chase.
Marriage is the most important thing you can do to flourish.
All I can think of is Monty Python. Marriage.
Marriage. Oh no, that's Princess Bride.
Oh,
That's right.
Oh,
How
gosh,
dare you.
I-
Man,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
unbelievable.
Sorry,
Anyway,
sorry,
so
all you
marriage
fans.
off.
is
of,
the most important thing to flourish.
Marriage is the most important thing you can do to
You
flourish.
can do to flourish.
I'm going to give you my answer.
individual
I'm going to give you.
flourishing?
I think
That's
what it means.
the distinction.
yeah.
Because it's societal flourishing or individual flourishing.
right.
Which one is it asking?
That's the thing.
It
I think
specify.
I
It
think
doesn't specify.
I think if your vocation is to marriage, yes.
That's a hard question.
But what if your vocation is not to marriage? Then what if it's to the priesthood?
Yeah.
Then marriage is not.
Oh,
But you're married to the bride of Christ.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, you're still married. Oh, wait a minute.
So I think it can. It's definitely the best thing for society in the sense of procreation and in the sense of maintaining the species. But it's not always the best thing that individuals can do to flourish if they're not called
Right.
to marriage.
And I think that's,
And I think that's the idea.
Because marriage is a vocation,
Right.
along with all the other vocations that are out there.
Oh, sorry.
And
So I just,
That's
no, it's
apparently-
something just bit me.
apparently that's all.
So no, one of the coolest things I heard recently, I forget who said it, Trent Horn or something, was that marriage is the best natural vocation and priesthood is the best supernatural vocation.
Yes.
Oh, that's very
Yes,
nice.
So anyway,
I like
that was kind of a
Good.
cool.
Next one.
Anyway, all right. So what do you think, John? Do you think marriage is important? No, it's not important. All right.
Enough said.
There we go. Done.
Here we go. The positioning of the stars can influence and change human behavior.
The position
You're a
of the-
Sagittarius. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not.
You're a Capricorn.
No,
You're a
Leo.
Januarius.
No?
You're a.
all your guesses are wrong.
Cancer? What's
No.
the what's the
When's
other
your
one?
Do you know what you are?
Yeah, I do.
Gemini?
Oh, see, I don't even know what I am.
I'm like Pisces.
Pisces. That's a fish, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you are a
kind of
fish. You fish. Positioning of the stars can influence and change human behavior. Is there any gravitational pull? Like the moon?
Yeah, I mean,
Throws off your vapors.
man,
That's
you
what it
are
does.
outside of my comfort zone. I do not know the answer.
Nobody
to that.
knows.
Nobody knows.
The positioning of the stars. So these questions are not super serious, but
Positioning of the stars.
isn't that but I think
I'm
some
gonna say
people
yes if you're weak-minded.
Oh, well done. Because I feel
If
like
you
some
want to
people
believe in that it will affect you.
some people
ultimately.
get deep
But
into
you
like
can say no.
astrology.
Yeah, they do.
Astrology.
And they're like, oh, the way that this is 2 inches, whatever.
Oh, but they
Pisces,
blame,
I can never.
Yeah,
blame
like, oh,
Christians
I
for
feel-
the same thing.
I
They say
feel
you're
so-
weak-minded. You need somebody to help you. I don't need anybody to help
I've-
me.
The actual like wording, if
don't
you go
use
to
it.
an actual horoscope and like read what they're like, oh, for this month, this
It's so
is
general.
It's I'm sitting there going,
just a bunch of
I
cold.
can't. It's just no it's just like
generalizations?
today you're going to meet something that's going to be very very supportive of you.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Or someone that's like, what's
You will have a piece of joy in this day.
yeah, exactly.
a piece of joy?
It's like who won't? Hopefully everyone kind of does.
That's what I mean. They're all so general.
Yeah.
So general.
Yeah. No, but I feel like that's the positioning of the stars.
Drives me crazy.
Obviously, the answer is no to that. There's no influence from the stars.
Yeah, get that.
But I feel
pagan
like
garbage out of
The
here.
interesting thing with this.
That's what I
with
think.
this-
I feel like a lot of people think that it's more serious than
The
a ball of
interesting thing, that's
gas.
just it. Yes, it is. It is.
Blasphemers.
Because they have some.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
So anyway, all right. Well, John, did you actually want to answer the marriage one? No. Okay.
Enough
Thank
said.
you for joining us. That's all the time we got today. This was the first recording of 2026. So thank you for joining us in this conversation. We'll see you next time. Pray for us. We will pray for you. But in the meantime,
Keep stoking the fire.
amen.
Amen.
We're done, Chris.
Cut.
Chris, wake up. Chris.
Next time.